And that's pretty conclusive. Still going.
We need to talk about Springboks Lions.
Oh, well, we've got a decider.
Yeah.
Which is the good thing. Yep.
So did Yako Johan.
Maybe they should be thinking of maybe. I don't know. But the Springboks, they did play very, very well. They played a lot better than they did in the first test. They changed their game plan ever so slightly. And I don't know if the sort of video evidence on digital media had anything to do with it, but I thought the game was ref very evenly.
Well, interestingly you say that. I just noted down here the Lions conceded 15 penalties in the second test as opposed to only 8 in the first. I don't causation, correlation. They're you can never be quite sure, but it is an interesting little fact given what Rassi and his good mate Yako got up to in the week between tests.
The power of digital media.
Yeah. Was there anything that caught your eye from the second test, Carl, that you think we can hang on to in terms of looking at bets for the third test? Or
the South Africans, weren't afraid to throw it around, which we said they would need to do to get the game. Their 2 tries coming off kicks. They played a more exciting brand of footy, which I think will hold them in good stead heading into this weekend.
Yeah. I really liked how they made much better use of that sort of short kicking game. They were putting a few balls in behind the Lions' defensive line, which had caused them problems in the first test, which really held them up. And they were then able to get on the front foot in the second half when they really controlled. Controlling territory is so key in the series because it's going to come down to penalties kicked, and they were in the right position for when they did win those penalties to turn them into 3 points instead of turning them into a line out or anything. But I saw after the game, Warren Gatland was saying, the Springboks put too much mental pressure into that test. They've worn themselves out. That's what we wanted.
He's playing mind games now.
He compared it to England when they beat the All Blacks in the World Cup semi-final. They played their final a week early, sort of thing.
Yeah, right.
It was obviously a pretty spiteful test. There was several fracas. Ben O'Keefe was talking to the captains every 2 or 3 minutes.
He was kept busy.
Yeah.
I like him as a ref.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his work as well. I actually really rate Nick Berry too. I think they're both referees who don't referee like they're staring at a rule book all game. They have a good feel. And to give O'Keefe credit, that was a situation that could have really spilled out of hand in the hands of the wrong referee, and he did. He spoke to the 2 captains like they were, equals, and not it wasn't
down to them.
Yeah, it wasn't lecturing them or anything like that. So I think he did well there. But do you think this sort of the high stress energy nature of the test plays into the Lions' hands going into the third test, or is it much of a muchness?
Much of a muchness. No, I don't read anything into that. That's Gatland just trying to play his little games.
Gatland things.
Yeah, I think if anything, it could help the Springboks. Right, I think they've probably got a bit more to play for here. Like obviously, the situation in South Africa is not great in a lot of ways. We saw some of Rassi Erasmus's pre-game speeches in the World Cup knockouts. Obviously, are on YouTube now, and they're legendary. He's a man who can get a team fired up. I think, if we see it do devolve a bit more in the third test, that'll only help the Springboks. They've probably got a few more of those personalities. I think, your Eben Etzebeths and the like, who certainly don't mind mixing it up, shall we say. So,
and they'll want to finish strong too, heading into the rugby championship as well.
Yeah. Like they've played a lot less rugby than the
the season's just starting, right?
Yeah,
so
2 tests and the South Africa A game underneath a lot of those guys' belts. They're back to full match fitness. Where the Lions they're all coming off a big club season, 2 really sort of condensed club seasons into one in Europe, and everything's been pushed together. So, I sort of think it'll be. It'll only favour South Africa. Obviously, huge concern for them with Peter Steph du Toit and Faf de Klerk out, though, for the third test. Du Toit on the receiving end of an interesting little challenge from Van der Merwe there. But, I think that's maybe if the one area you were looking for some positives for the Lions would be a couple of Du Toit. It's just so great. He's everywhere. He's like having 2 guys on the field. But you'd be pleased to see Bundy Aki getting a start in the midfield for the Lions, Carl?
Yeah, I preached it from the first game. I thought he was not owed or due, but I thought he would get a start or at least a bench spot. But he brings a bit more of attacking flair, I think, into the midfield for them. Something which they obviously need. They need to win this. So Yeah.
I think Gatlin's going old school. He's going, we just got to run over them, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's realised that the
big man on big man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Archie versus Dealinde should be a great battle again. They've played club rugby against each other in Ireland and obviously had plenty of battles in Super Rugby over the years. So looking forward to that one. Odds are pretty even again. I think South Africa are about 2.5 point, maybe even 3.5 point favourites. $1.66 head to head. What side are you leaning, Paul?
The Boks.
Yeah.
I'll stay with them. Really impressed with how they turned things around the second test. I just think they continue on that roll.
Yeah, I tend to think as well that the toy injury is the only thing that's not like pulling me back from being all in Springboks. So I just sort of think we saw when push comes to shove, it might not be a 20-point victory again, but they do have more in their locker. They've got the ability to use that incredibly talented yet massively underused backline to their advantage. And yeah, I'm still not. I just don't think the Lions have enough variation to shut it down. And the packs that it's a massive pack. They'll be able to. Yeah. How about you, Carl? Where are you leaning?
Yeah, I'm with the Boks too. Yep. Don't mind the 1-12 this week. I don't know if it'll be a blowout as it was last week, but I think they'll be too big, too fast, and get it done.